Hey, Jamie Stenhouse here, currently in Adelaide, and I want to talk about infinite upside theory, okay? So that's something I came across personally about 2 years ago, and it's just being aware that there could be an infinite upside to whatever you want to pursue or to whatever opportunity presents itself in front of you. And I recall this specifically when I had the opportunity to meet with a client's friend. I was traveling in Melbourne and I was like, well, it's cold in Melbourne, it's late at night, I don't know this guy, I don't know what he does, I don't know if I can get anything from him, and I almost turned it down. But then I thought to myself, well, there's an infinite upside of what could happen. Like, he could know a client that I might close, he could know someone who can put me in touch with a company, right? So there's an infinite upside of possibilities that could happen. There's an infinite timeline of what could happen if you just say yes, right? If you just take the opportunity, even if you're not sure what you can get out of it, if you're not sure where it will lead, just be aware that there's an infinite upside. You could be out with a client or a friend and end up meeting someone of influence randomly, and that could lead to you starting up a new company with their influencer's friend, right? So there's an infinite timeline of what could happen if you just not only take action, but if you just put yourself in a position where there are new variables, right? So you want to get yourself out of your everyday autopilot, because if you do the same thing every day, you can pretty much predict what is going to happen, right? There's usually a limitation to what can happen, what things will happen around you, and you can usually tell, like, there's sort of like a range of what could happen. If you're out and about putting yourself into new situations, putting on new variables onto yourself, there's an infinite upside as to what could happen. You can't predict what's going to happen, who you meet, or what influences will come into your world and how that will affect you 6 months, a year, 10 years from now, okay? So just be aware that with every opportunity, you obviously want to be aware that it does take up time and energy, so you have to prioritize what you do allow into your life, what you do allow to consume your time and energy, but don't be so quick to turn it down, right? Because infinite upside theory is very real, and I've experienced it again and again, and every time I'm too quick to turn down a situation, I always pause and go, well, hang on, there could be an infinite upside here. What could happen? Well, this person could help me with this project, or maybe I'm just out and I feel a lot better and I get a new idea, right? So just be aware with every situation. There's obviously a downside as well to everything. It could go horribly wrong, but there's usually a much greater and infinite upside as to what can happen. So just my quick rant there about infinite upside theory, and just being aware that the more you put yourself in new situations, the more you say yes to things, the more variables you put into yourself, into your world, into your awareness, the more upside opportunities that could occur, because they're infinite. So that's my thoughts on infinite upside theory.